welcome back to a new video. It is time for my Leo season video. Is it just me? Are there just so many Leos in the world? Like, every person I come across is a Leo or a Scorpio, I swear. I was gonna do the usual favorites, but I'll be honest, I haven't really been loving anything. I haven't been overly materialistic lately, especially because I've been trying to save money. I have a really weird relationship with Leo season. Leos and I haven't always gotten along, I will be honest. I have grown to love Leos and all the different types of Leos. Well, you're all so unique in your own way. I want to talk about the Leo new moon and Aquarius full moon, which was last night, which was really powerful for me because Aquarius is my moon sign. So it's interesting to me that Leo and Aquarius are complete opposites. I'm surrounded by so many Aquariuses and so many Leos in my life. My nana's a Leo and my mum is an Aquarius, and you just see them working together and their dynamics, and it's just fascinating to me as well. My brother is a Leo moon and I'm an Aquarius moon, so I swear I'm just surrounded by opposing signs just everywhere. It's crazy to me, but for people in the southern hemisphere, because there are two hemispheres, it is in fact winter here, so thought I'd just point that out. But Leo season is always a bit of a drag for me because it's cold, it's miserable, and I'm someone who really loves being out in the sun and in nature. It's how I'm inspired. I love to go out and just do things, and so when I'm inside all the time, I'm just so bored. I've been journaling a lot about that recently. I've gone back to journaling a lot because I feel like, you know, it's good to talk to people, but I just feel like I haven't been surrounded by the right people to get these thoughts out and for them to understand. So it's good for me to be able to communicate via myself in some sort of way. Leo is, you know, the fun-loving. I think I've just been always around Leo energy from a child. My 4th house is in Leo. 4th house is kind of how you were brought up your childhood, so I was that Leo. I grew up with that attention and that love and that fun. So I feel like I'm very familiar with Leo energy. A lot of people I know are Leos. I've met probably all sorts of Leos. Like, no two Leos are the same. Something I heard the other day is the sign you kind of don't like or resent in some sort of way are usually because you do not have those qualities. And I went through a period a few years ago that I just really didn't like Leos. Like, they were probably the sign I just did not like, and it's strange because Pisces and Leo, I wouldn't say they're incompatible, but they're on a spectrum of, you know, we should get along. And I think it didn't help us coming across a lot of attention-seeking, cocky Leos. Don't think I ever felt like socially growing up, once I kind of was a teenager, that I felt like I was the center of attention. I didn't have the confidence to be the center of attention, so I always didn't like when I saw a Leo getting all that attention, and it was just kind of obnoxious to me. But I just thought, you can't really not like a whole group of people. It's the attitude too. You've got to see the best in people, and I think I had to really embrace that Leo energy to love Leos. And you know, they're all so different because of course it's not just your sun sign that makes you up, it's your moon and rising as well. So I've met very quiet Leos, funny Leos, loud Leos, Leos that dress amazing and are just super quiet, introverted, but then extroverted Leos that just don't give a shit about what they look like, but they just are the life of the party. Like, I think I've heard so many people be like, Leos are just what I find hard to pinpoint, and I agree, because there's you can't pinpoint a Leo. It's just how they exert themselves, and with the rising sign it almost confuses you. But anyway, I'm going off into it. I didn't even expect to talk about this, but I really wanted to discuss the eclipses and Mercury retrograde and just the fact that it's in winter. Leo season for me last year, it was almost like a good, you know, I was in Hawaii, so I was like, okay, I really need to enjoy my time here. We just finished the eclipses, I'm pretty sure, and I was just embracing it, having fun. It helped that I was in a hot climate, and you know, I love the beach, I love summer, I just love the warmth and being outside and swimming. I love swimming, you know, that's fun for me. Winter on the other hand, there's very little things that I find fun in winter. I like to be by myself, but I also get quite lonely, so when I'm around other people, it's like, do we want to go out in the cold and the rain, and like, or do we want to stay home in bed? And then we stay home in bed and it's like, well, what are we doing? Like, I can't get Jamie to watch a movie to save myself because he just falls asleep. But it's just hard for me because I've learned that, especially with my Aries Mars, I have a very active mind. I need to be productive, I need to be doing things. I went through a phase in life where I was so lazy that I fear being lazy again. I'm so fearful of being unproductive and not doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, even on like last Monday, I woke up and Jamie was here and I had to go to uni, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna go to uni. I can watch the lecture another day, I'm just not gonna go. But I was just anxious the whole morning because I was like, why did I not go to uni? I should have gone to uni. And I just beat myself up about it because I feel so unproductive, and I feel like that's the energy that was going on. The eclipses just put me in the most nutty mood, and like I said before, like, I was in limbo, like, just had all these things to do, and all, like, there's so many possibilities, but there was a block, there was a mind block, and I've only just gotten out of it like yesterday. It's like a case of like winter blues. I wasn't enjoying myself. I was almost stressing myself out to make sure I didn't enjoy I don't even know what I was doing. Like, I literally self-sabotaged myself. I definitely felt at odds with myself as well. I felt definitely with my style. One thing I have really loved about Leo season is I've really embraced my style a lot more. I'm going to uni and just wearing whatever the fuck I want. I don't really give a shit what people think anymore, which is good. Like, I'm turning up and just, this is me. I'm experimenting more with clothes. I love dressing for winter, but at the same time I would prefer spring and autumn. So I hate that I hate on winter. Jamie is trying to get me to embrace winter, but I just can't. I need to surrender these feelings. I need to just let them be, let them go. This is your life as well. I think, again, I get into this habit of feeling all these expectations from other people that I've either created in my mind, or I'm listening too much to their expectations, that it's dictating how I live my life. I am so independent. I have to, like, again, Aquarius moon, like, I have to live my life my way, and I know what I want. There's a block there. I never consider myself a people pleaser, but I definitely feel like I've been going out of my way a lot for people recently, and I'm not really getting an awful lot back, which is kind of sucks. As well as I need to reconnect with my passions. Up until yesterday, I'll be real, like, I had just gotten out of the astrology loop. I was understanding things, I knew what was going on, but I just wasn't investing myself into it and letting myself just be within the flow of it all. I wasn't doing all these rituals I usually do, and it was hard because that's what I'm passionate about, and then when I went to go do it, it felt like it was a chore. When I just set aside the afternoon yesterday to do it, it just felt like a shift. Like, there was just an obvious shift just happened. Like, I was so much more aware, and like my awareness like just heightened. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, and I picked up on things. My intuition just like switched on like a light. Like, I'm a fairly intuitive person. I can read people so well. I'm gonna read some of my diary entry from the Leo new moon, just because there's some thoughts in there that I want to share. Maybe you guys might have felt it as well. This is the first time I've almost finished a journal before the year's over. This was kind of like an introduction to like new energy as well, like a whole new energy. Of course, we're always shifting, we're always growing in some sense, so you've always got to be ready for that. But sometimes moons can connect with you more than others. Like, I wouldn't say the Gemini Sagittarius moons affected me as much, but definitely Taurus and Scorpio moons affected me quite well. And it's again, like, I have Taurus in my birth chart, I have Aquarius and Leo in my birth chart, my North Node is in Leo, so this energy is flowing through me no matter what. That moon was in my 6th house of health and self-care, so that was again an indication to get back into my spirituality and like my well-being, my mind. I feel like I just neglected it, and I think I was looking at this thinking I need to exercise more perhaps, and spend this spare time of boredom exercising and getting fit, but like that's not really my thing. Like, but with Leo, uncovering your light, being confident, embracing yourself, I definitely feel like I've done that. As shallow as this might sound, like my Instagram and expressing myself and my outfits, it's just made me feel really content and I feel really confident. I'm inspired, and being creative and then sharing it is, I hope it's inspiring other people, but it also it further inspires me. I want to read a little bit of what I've written. So during Mercury retrograde, I felt extra off, man, like numb, in limbo. Winter is unsatisfying to me. I wish to be in nature, but it's wet and cold. I feel disconnected with the universe because I'm inside all the time. Anytime I'm outside, I freeze to death. I can't wait for springtime. Although I've been super inspired with my fashion lately, layering textures, patterns, I absolutely adore my style right now. Taking pictures, sharing online, and not giving a flying fuck. Just doing what I freaking love. Uni is good, but I'm shit scared of practicum in 5 weeks. 4 weeks now. Jamie and I had the best date the other night. We saw a really good Korean film. Also, go see Parasite at the movies. Such a good film. I highly recommend. Just the wackiest movie I've ever watched. So that was everything to do with my Leo new moon. Let's go on to the Aquarius full moon, because that's where the magic has happened. Things just came really naturally to me. One thing I do want to say is when you're doing rituals, don't feel like you have to follow instructions. Like, just do what feels good, what feels intuitively right. I just so happened to pick up my lavender incense, and then I also didn't, without thinking, put lavender oil into my moon water, which is where I cleanse my crystals. It was just all like, it felt right. And then all the tarot cards I picked out were green. Also, all the tarot cards I picked out in my reading for the new moon were all yellow, which one of the symbolic colors for Leo. So it just felt very fitting, and green is my favorite color. I'm just very gravitated to green. My aura is green. I was doing meditating and I don't even know, my body just started crying, and I don't even know why I was crying. I literally like was breathing and I was like, why am I tearing up? Just let this happen. And it was when I was focusing on healing my heart chakra, which is the color green. Last night was also my Nana's birthday, so her birthday was on an Aquarius full moon, which was pretty cool. I had a really lovely day, and I spent the afternoon and I was dancing. I put my Hara on again because I felt like I should. Hara was like literally one of the best purchases I've made in a while. I'm wearing them right now, but I just feel myself when I'm wearing them. I'm dancing and just releasing, and everything felt right. The word abundance has been popping up a lot for me, and 888 are the numbers I've been seeing everywhere. And 888 represents abundance, finances, luck, and this moon was all about abundance, luck, and money. And it just was very strange because money's always been a worry for me, because I don't earn a lot, but I earn enough to sustain myself and do what I need to do. I think again I'm fearing just having nothing, and this message of abundance is just telling me you have so much, you are full of so much, you don't need to worry. Even the angel cards were like, leave your worries to the angels. Like with money, just live your life, stop worrying. And that's why I just thought me and Jamie need to just book these trips. Like, we just need to do it rather than trying to budget it in, because we have so much we want to do, and I don't want to rush into it, but I also just want to kind of get going, do something fun, have something to look forward to, because right now I'm really bored. Throughout the day there was just an evident shift in my consciousness. I just felt totally just more awake and aware of things. It was really spooky. So I'll tell you this really quickly, but we were at my auntie's house. My other auntie, I have 4 aunties, no, 3 aunties, my nana, they're all sisters. So one of my aunties had all these old photos, and she's like, Liv, you should really look at these are your ancestors. And I was kind of like, that's another word I've been hearing a lot recently in my Māori class. And so I was quite curious, and she gave me these photos from like the 1920s, maybe a bit earlier than that. There's a man, and he was like great, like very long down the line. I saw the picture of the woman, and I kind of was like, whoa, I've seen this person before, and I just got a bit spooked, and I didn't really think too much of it, but I was kind of looking at it like, I don't really like looking at that photo. Like, I'm not really into that. Later that day, I kind of just like got more in tune with myself, meditated, and just did lots of things kind of for my mind, and I just felt evidently more spiritual, like very happy as well. I felt like I was on a cloud. We were all sitting at dinner last night, and then I just went, oh my god, and I just realized that back in 2015 it was, maybe, I was in my room, this room, and I was sleeping, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I sat up, and that's not really like me at all. I'm usually just like, if I wake up, go back to sleep. Sat up, looked in the corner, this corner right here, and I thought it was my mum. I was like, Mum, what are you doing in my room? I was like, what do you want? And then I just looked, and the lady just stood there, and I was like, what do you want? What's wrong? Why are you? And what's weird is it's the corner opposite the door, so I'm like, why would you walk all the way over there? Like, it was like she was just watching me sleep. I wasn't scared, and that was probably like prime time when me and my best friend were just like so into ghosts and so into that type of thing, like paranormal. So it was weird that I saw her and didn't freak out. Like, it looked very much like my mum, but not. She was wearing like 1900 clothes. I remember that so prominently. What was even weirder is, like, during the week I brought that up with my dad, just spoke to him about it. Like, it happened so long ago, like 4 or 5 years ago now, and I just thought, oh, I'll tell you, this happened once. And the fact that that came back into my life, it's quite strange. So I don't really know what that's about. I'm not really interested in talking to dead people, but I thought that was a bit spooky, and it also was a message to me to be like, you're back, your mind's back. I also listened to a podcast, I think it's called Offline, Cardia Milan. She talked all about her spiritual journey, and I remember as she was in a shop in Byron, and one of the old ladies were like, why are you turning it off? And like, that was like, whoa, like. And then yesterday I remembered that, and I'm like, was I turning it off? Was I just not awake? Like, if you haven't listened to that podcast, highly recommend listening to it. I loved it. Like, it was just so good. Yesterday was so good. Yesterday was amazing. Aquarius is also all about like being independent and being innovative, like having new ideas, having a new way of doing things. And I definitely need a new way of doing things with my routine. I'm just getting in such a funk. My future is bright, innovative, quirky, and exciting. I am unconventional. Stop trying to mold yourself to please others. You're an entirely different spectrum. Funnily enough, I felt so bleh around people at uni. I just feel like what I find hard is it's very hard to relate to people. There's some lovely girls at uni. I just feel like we're at different stages of our lives. I feel like that could be an energy block for me. So I'm trying to disperse myself in lots of different places and lots of different people as well. When you surround yourself with negative people, that does take a toll on you. Another thing, this moon was in my 12th house of like dreams, subconscious, my spirituality, and there was like a new awakening. This energy was so powerful for me. You know what, I haven't felt this much power and energy from a moon before. So, but again, with my mind, I think I really want to focus on my mind now, because I feel like I focus so much on how my mind is to other people, and like, am I doing enough for everyone else? But am I doing enough for me? Am I doing what I need for me? But yeah, so this is a really pretty page in my book, and I wrote myself a letter on this page just to remind myself, and I really like that. And that was just my messages. That's kind of all my thoughts. I really want to quickly show you some things that have been special to me. It's quite funny because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've just been talking non-stop about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They've just been in my life ever since. Like, my dad has brought me up listening to them. I just adore them. They've always been a huge part of my life. And it wasn't until I started reading Scar Tissue that I almost just have a newfound connection, understanding this book. But I almost don't want to read it all because I'm enjoying it so much. I really admire his way of thinking and what he's been through, and his songs. And I think it's also because I adore those songs. I've said this in a video before, like, they're the only songs that I just have this like this feeling of just connection, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's very different to how I feel with Led Zeppelin, The Doors, and Fleetwood Mac. It's a whole different type of connection. But this connection is a very special one. If you're into Red Hot Chili Peppers and you haven't read it, it's so worth it. I've gotten back into reading, and it's gotten me off my phone. I get annoyed looking at my phone. I have been monitoring how much time I'm on my phone, and I just can't bear to look on it. Like, it just irritates me looking at that screen. It's funny because I looked at my most used apps, and my most used apps are Notes and Instagram. Notes. And then you look at all my notes. I wrote so many notes. Like, it's funny. And Instagram's like a big source of inspiration as well for me. So, but on top of that, these are the albums I've been listening to the most, as well as Stadium Arcadium. Had a nice boogie to Stadium Arcadium yesterday. Fortunately, I don't have that on vinyl just yet, but my dad bought me this one. Jamie bought me this one for my birthday. This album, it's funny because I never really vibed with it until recently, and oh, I just love it so much. Like, and I watched Funky Monk's how they made it. Like, I'm tearing up. But there's one song on here that I have been listening to non-stop. Which one is it? Soul to Squeeze. Really like that song. Anyway, I don't want this video to be too long. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do you like my new Doors shirt? Got it off Depop. I'm going to Fleetwood Mac in a month, which I'm really excited because I'm on the floor and I'm in the 10th row. I'm so excited. I got Doc Martens, broke the bank, but well worth it. What else? I just have lots of things I want to share with you, but they need their own video. So get ready for that. Also, I bought this brown nail polish today. Do you like? I don't wear nail polish ever, so giving it a go. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you lots, and I'll see you soon.